In the year 1258, Daivite shocked the world by defeating the Mongol cavalry for the very first time. But that triumph was only the beginning. 27 years later, the Mongol Empire returned. This time, not with 30,000 men, but with hundreds of thousands. A vast host, allied with the Southern Song, marching with one purpose, to wipe Daivite from the map. Once more, Tanglong was engulfed in flames. The royal court faltered. The Trần Dynasty teetered on the edge of extinction. And yet, in the darkest hour, one figure rose. A master strategist. A national hero. His name was Trần Hung Dao. How could a small kingdom withstand the storm of the Mongols a second time? And how did Daivite transform the rivers of Hàm Tử and Chương into the graveyards of an empire? The answer lies in the resistance of 1285, a campaign among the greatest in the ancient history of Vietnam. So do not look away, because what you are about to witness will be more tragic and more magnificent than anything that came before.
Charge! Attack! For Đại Việt!
May 1285. The Hàm Tử River rolls beneath the scorching sun. On both banks, banners snap in the wind. War drums echo like thunder. Upstream, the Mongol fleet appears. Their ships crowd the river, side by side. Steel shields glitter, arrowheads flash beneath the light. Thousands of cavalry and foreign marines roar with confidence, convinced they will shatter their enemy within moments. But on the opposite shore, Daivite waits. Archers stand ready, bows drawn to their fullest. On the water, small and nimble boats lie hidden among the reeds. And by their side, allies from the south, the warriors of Kampa. A single, long drumbeat. The world holds its breath. And then, suddenly, arrows scream into the sky. They fall like rain, slamming into decks, piercing armor, tearing into flesh. From both banks, the Vietnamese warboats surge forward. Small, swift, relentless. They lash hooks. They unleash fire. Flames explode across the river, engulfing the great Mongol ships, heavy, clumsy, helpless. Smoke billows. Wood crackles and bursts. The cries of panic echo over the water. The once invincible horsemen of the steppe drown in chaos, fire, and blood. From the banks, Kampa warriors charge. Spears flashing, they strike in unison with Trần soldiers. Shouts of defiance rise to the heavens. War drums pound without mercy. The Mongol cavalry is powerless on the river. Their fleet burns. Their soldiers sink beneath the waves. An entire elite force annihilated at Hàm Tử. Through the smoke, victory shines. For the first time on Vietnamese soil. Those who spread terror across Eurasia suffer total defeat in a battle of both land and water. Hàm Tử was not merely a battle. It was a message to the Mongol Empire: Daivite will never bow. And whoever dares step upon this land will pay the price.
Đại Việt will not bow!
June 1285. The Red River, heavy with silt, now turned into a battlefield. Its waters lay calm, yet beneath, a storm waited to erupt. The Mongol fleet stretched across the river. Massive warships, shields gleaming, black banners whipping in the wind. On deck, archers tightened their strings. Spears rose like a forest. Mongol war horns blared, echoing across the river with arrogant pride. On the far bank, Đại Việt lay in ambush. Small warboats hidden among the reeds. Fire prepared. Well-soaked arrows ready. War drums silent, awaiting a single command. A spark ignited. Flaming arrows ripped through the air. They fell upon the Mongol fleet like a storm of shooting stars. In an instant, fire erupted. Giant warships became blazing torches upon the Red River. Flames lit the masts. Black smoke billowed upward, tearing the sky apart. From both banks, Đại Việt warboats charged. Small, swift, ruthless. Hooks latched on. Fire hurled aboard. Explosions thundered. War cries drowned the screams of Mongols trapped in the inferno. The cavalry of the steppe, once invincible, now powerless on burning waters. Ships sank. Corpses drifted across the river. An enormous fleet, reduced to ashes in a single afternoon. On the shore, Trans soldiers roared in triumph. War drums pounded, beating the rhythm of victory. Chương Dương, the great naval battle that turned the Red River into the graveyard of the Mongol fleet. Once again, Đại Việt proved they did more than survive. They could shatter the mightiest army of their age.
For Tây Kết!
June. The sun blazes down like fire. The fields of Tây Kết stretch wide, dust rising in clouds beneath the thunder of hooves. There, two armies face each other. On one side, the remnants of the Mongol host, led by Tuoda Du, a battle-hardened general who still clings to hope of turning the tide. On the other, the forces of Đại Việt, fresh from their great victories at Hàm Tử and Chương Dương, morale soaring, ready to deliver the final blow. War drums thunder. The earth trembles as both armies crash together. Spears clash against spears. Blades strike shields. Steel screams in the air, drowned by shouts that shake the heavens. At the center, Tuoda Du spurs his horse forward. His face cold as iron. Eyes burning red. He swings his great blade, cutting down wave after wave of Trans soldiers. The Mongols believe their general might yet turn the battle. But no. Đại Việt has prepared. Their wings close in tight, step by step, choking the enemy line. The sun burns crimson above, casting light upon the earth stained red with blood. Tuoda Du is trapped within the tightening ring. He fights with desperate fury, but it is hopeless. A strike from a Trans blade crashes through his heavy armor. Tuoda Du falls in the heart of the battlefield. In that instant, a roar erupts. The Mongol lines shatter. The army that once spread terror across Eurasia now lies broken on the fields of Tây Kết. Three consecutive battles, Hàm Tử, Chương Dương, and Tây Kết, buried the Mongol dream of conquest in 1285. One of their most renowned generals, Tuoda Du, fell on Vietnamese soil. The vast invading army scattered in chaos. With the victory of 1285, Đại Việt not only preserved its independence, it delivered a message to the world. Even against the mightiest empire of the age, a small nation can rise, resist, and triumph. But this was not the final chapter. Only 3 years later, the Mongols would return, stronger than ever. And on the waters of the Bac Dang River, a new epic would be written. If you don't want to miss this next chapter of history, make sure to subscribe to Vanished Empires. Join us as we continue exploring the ancient history of Vietnam, where history is not just the past, but a flame that lights the future.